Good morning, Kitchen Witches. Today is Monday, July 13th, and this is your tarot and menu planning inspiration for the day. I'm Chef Lisa, editor-in-chief of A Chef's Grimoire magazine. We're going to pick a card, and that's going to be our inspiration for the day. I'll give it all a shuffle. Thank you for those that have been tuning in for a while. Appreciate it. This is a labor of love. I do love doing this. And I love that it's every morning, so you can tune in and get your inspiration, know what to cook for the day. And you know, if you don't want to make all the meals, you don't have to, but it might spark something else in you. Like I might say one meal and you'll be like, oh, that reminds me of another meal that I haven't made in a while. Maybe I'll do that. Terrific. Or if it's not Monday and it's Sunday and you're tuning in a week later and you see this video and I'm talking about Monday the 13th of July, doesn't matter. And you like the meals? Make them, right? It's all good. Okay. So let's pick our card. The King of Pentacles. Yesterday we had the Ace of Pentacles, so it's a Pentacle week. Hey now, that's pretty darn good. We love that. Pentacles, as we know, is earth energy. And the King is the head honcho of the family that rules them in the minor arcana. So the pentacle suit is ruled by the pentacle family. And the families, there's 4 of them, right? So there's the, in every family, there's a page, which is the youngest of the family. There's the knight, the adolescent, right? And then there's the queen and the king. And we have those 4 family members ruling over pentacles, which is earth and energy, anything we can feel, touch, collect, covet, work towards, right? Put in physical energy towards. And then there is the family of swords, which is all about their thoughts, right? Very logical and great at manifesting, right? Their thoughts into things. And then there's swords, that's swords. And then there's wands, which is passion, right? So the family of passion and creativity is wands. And then cups, which is the emotional family. They are all about emotions. So this king has, pentacles are the slowest moving energy of the tarot deck. So if you get a lot of pentacles, like we did this week, it means things are moving slowly, but in a great way to end with prosperity. So it's a slow, steady growth is pentacle energy. And think about it, right? So the earth itself is what we consider pentacles, right? And it's growing all the time, right? When it rains, the weeds are like this tall a day later. So it's growing all the time. And every day when you step out, you're outside, you're seeing the same trees, you're seeing the same plants, and you're like, well, you know, they're there. And you don't notice that they're growing because it's slow and steady. It's every day, a little bit more, right? Think of a garden, right? When you plant your first garden, the first year you look at it and all the seedlings are only this big. And then maybe you get preoccupied, you don't really, look at it that much. And then 2 years later, now they're like as tall as you. So it's slow, steady growth. That's all pentacle energy. Now, as the card of the day, I'm thinking what this king would rule over in their every day-to-day monarchy, right? Monarchy, patriarchy. Yeah. So your home is where you rule. So in your day-to-day actions around your home, around your workplace, because we are in Monday, maybe, you know, you work from home, terrific. But you are the king of that particular place, right? It's your chair and your desk and, you know, your computer. So when you're thinking about it, how do those things work slow and steady for you, right? How do you put them to work? So let me think about this. So my computer, right? I have a few businesses on my computer. So for me, it's definitely slow, steady growth because it's working. So every day I'm putting more energy into it. My fingers are tangibly touching the keyboard. And even though I'm bringing in my thoughts and my emotions and my passions for what I'm doing, because I'm creating entrepreneurial businesses, I'm still putting in a little bit of effort every day. And over that effort, it's growing. So think about those things today, right? What in your little kingdom do you put slow, steady growth into? And that's the King of Pentacles. Energy in your house. So that's what you should think about today. Now, when we bring the king into the kitchen, we want to make sure that we are doing fine dining. Right? Because he's a king. Got to make sure we feed him like a king. So for breakfast, I'm thinking egg souffle. Yeah, easy enough to do. And we're going to serve that with fresh fruit. Done. Egg souffle, right? Easy peasy. You get your base. It's usually egg yolks. It's going to be some cream. It's going to be sea salt, right? Maybe you can throw spinach in there, whatever, right? But that's the base. Then you're separating the eggs from the whites because a souffle isn't a souffle without whipped egg whites. So the egg yolks go into the batter or the base, and then you whip your egg whites, and you can do them in a KitchenAid. You can use the stand mixer, or you can do them by hand. You don't have to go to the gym for upper arm strength that day. Just whip up some egg whites. Know that egg whites whip best when they're room temperature. So if you bring it right out of the fridge, the eggs, and use them, it's going to take you forever to get them to be light, lofty, and hard peaks on the egg white. They need to be room temperature to get them to that state. So whip up the egg whites, and then you're going to fold the egg whites into the base of the egg yolks and whatever accoutrements you want to put in there. You're going to get a souffle dish, which is usually like a ramekin, only 3 times the size, right? It's big. About 9-inch diameter, maybe 8-inch. And it's got tall sides. Make sure you butter the whole thing, right? Bottom and top and sides. And then you pour the batter into it. And in the oven, the souffle from the egg whites will souffle up. And it'll puff, 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 puff. And then when you bring it out of the oven, it'll slowly deflate, deflate, deflate. But it's delicious. And you serve that with some fresh fruit. Call it breakfast for a king. Yes. For lunch, how about steak tartare with an egg yolk, capers, and cornichons? Those little baby pickles, cornichons. Delicious. Steak tartare. Now, before you go, oh my God, no, raw meat, no. Well, it's delicious, guys. It really is. And it's so healthy for you. Believe it or not, right? It's got iron in the steak. When you're not cooking it, it's got all of its natural proteins and all the good stuff that our body craves and needs. So sliced very thin, and with those other things on it that turn it, like the capers will make it a little briny, and the cornichons will make it a little sweet, and the egg yolk will make it a little saucy and gooey, and that is amazing and so decadent, right? And perfect for the elite. So that's where we're going. We're working with king energy here, right? He wants his raw steak and egg yolk. So yeah, think about it. And you can get a recipe online. It goes together quickly because you're not really cooking, right? You're just throwing it together, making it look beautiful. That's lunch. For dinner, I think, and it's summertime, so this is a perfect meal for that. Bouillabaisse, right? It's a French seafood stew, and it's yummy. So you can get any kind of seafood, right? Usually it's shellfish, so it would be clams and mussels. You can throw in calamari. You can throw in fish, you know, like cod or haddock or something like that. And then it's in a beautiful wine, and there's saffron in there, and it's just got such, like, the smells of it coming out of, first of all, your kitchen is going to smell amazing, but the smells of it coming out of your bowl is the first beginning of a roller coaster ride of senses that go into eating this meal. It's just amazing. You're going to serve it with toasted baguette and a roulette sauce, right? So roulette is like a, it's got bread in it. It's got, it's like a tartar sauce. Well, not even a tartar sauce, but it's got a little bit of heat to it. And it's a creamy red sauce, red pinkish sauce that you can look up online. It's French, and it's called Rouille, roulette. And it's lovely on toast with the bouillabaisse. It just goes together, and trust me on that. And serve it all with a fennel salad. So take raw fennel and you gotta shave it or cut it really fine. A mandolin will help. And use the fronds as well, because they're like a little bit licoricey. And you can add like a white wine vinaigrette onto that. It's delicious. And if you want to, you can even add some apples with the fennel, and that gives a bit of sweetness as well. So, bouillabaisse with baguette, roulette, and fennel salad. I don't know about you, but I have a feeling the King of Pentacles is going to be knocking on the door tonight. So, this king would want you to nourish yourself and nourish all those around you with your kitchen magic. See you tomorrow.